Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 2 and my name is Maulida Rizfananda, and this is our turn to present our material. It is attention structures. With digital media, the number of communication tools available to us at any given time has increased dramatically. Email, instant messaging, social networking, and the World Wide Web all compete for our attention. At the same time, digital tools also provide us with new ways to structure our attention and allow us to distribute attention across different activities and interactions. In this chapter, we will consider the ways digital media are affecting how we structure, manage, and even think about attention. The practice of distributing attention in order to perform multiple tasks simultaneously is known as multitasking. Research into multitasking has focused on two different processes. There are task switching, where people switch their attention from one activity to another, for example, between their email, instant messengers, and the report they are writing. And dual tasking, where people are engaged in two or more activities at the same time. For example, listening to music while writing their report. The ability to manage and distribute attention across a range of competing activities is increasingly important in the digital age. Knowledge workers are expected to be able to manage numerous different projects at the same time, dividing attention between them. At work and at home, people are engaging with much richer media environment that they used to. Environment like this require us to make decisions about what to attend to at any given moment. One important talk sometimes neglect aspect of digital literacy is this ability to use digital tools to manage, distribute, and focus attention. In this chapter, we will examine the demands digital media make on our attention, as well as the affordance and constraints of media that help us to structure our attention. We will then go on to discuss the effect of digital media on the way that we think about attention, the value that we place on it, and the strategies we use to attract it. Digital media and polyfocality. Digital media create two main challenges for the way that we manage and distribute our attention. First, with the shift from page to screen, designers are able to draw on the affordance of hypertext, interactivity, and multimedia to present many different kinds of information to us at the same time, all competing for our attention. Second, digital media make it possible for us to engage in numerous different activities and interaction at the same time, strategically shifting our attention between them. Digital video games provide an excellent example of way that the design of a screen and require us to distribute attention efficiently. As an example, consider the first-person shooter game Counter-Strike, where players take on the roles of terrorists or counter-terrorists and work in competitive teams in order to achieve their objectives. As in often the case in such video games, the screen is divided into visual display, the virtual worlds which the player is moving through, with other text and tools for acting on the world arranged around the edge of the display. Among the peripheral text and tools that are available to the player are the map of the terrain, text-based chat for communication with other players, a timer, and money, and ammunition counter. Coping with environment of Counter-Strike requires players to shift attention across a range of multimodal signs, including the visual, the aural, and the textual. Players have to attend the physical features of the virtual world that they are moving through, while at the same time keeping track of communication and the stock of ammunition. In addition, bodies, objects in the game communicate their position through the sound that they make, so players must become accustomed to attending to and analysis sounds in the virtual world: gunshot, retreating of walls, footsteps as they become louder or softer, and squeak of doors and the crunch of gravel. Just as with other computing activities, the virtual space created by Counter-Strike after spill into an interact with the physical space in which the game is played. The kinds of tools described above help us to manage both the cognitive and social aspect of paying attention. Although attention is usually thought of as purely cognitive phenomenon, attending to conversational interaction involves a social dimension as well. Paying attention means more than just focusing on your mental energy on particular exchange, remembering who you are talking to and what you are talking about. It also involves sending appropriate signal or feedback to other participants in order to show them that you are paying attention. The kind of feedback that you need to send will depend on who you are talking to and what the goals of your interaction are.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sofia Ramarsita. Here I am from group 2, and today I want to present our material on attention structures and continue my friend's presentation. Okay, let me start. In interaction, we structure our attention according to these patterns, paying attention to certain elements and not paying attention to others. In other words, attention structure is a way for us to distribute our attention in certain communicative situations, which shows that every human action takes place at the interaction of three elements. One, a person with all these memories and experience, what Scholem calls the historical body. Two, the social relationship we have to other people, which he calls the sharing of interactions. And three, the kinds of communication tools we have to help us organize our attention, what he calls on-the-spot discourse. Disturbing attention can be seen as a kind of social interaction which involves the three main factors as illustrated in figure 6.1. What this model highlights is the fact that attention isn't just inside your head or just outside it. It is distributed among mental structure, social relationship, and means of communication. Attention structure. The attention structure adopted in the game relies first on the discourse place, which is the kind of text and tools you encounter in the game. This includes a visual view of the game world and statistics such as ammo encounter. These text and tools serve to grab your attention in different ways, and you should pay attention to them selectively according to current needs. Apart from the text and on-screen tools, your attention will also be drawn on the text and tools in the physical environment where you are playing the game. Depending on the situation, this may be more or less relevant to the game. For example, if you play at home alone or in the group, on in a group and the game center or internet cafe. The attention structure adopted depends on the interaction or the social relation between the players. For example, if you know the people you play with well, then you might be giving them different attention that if you didn't. Textbooks, not computer screen, are text that students are expected to focus their attention on. The text displayed on the computer screen, which is usually considered the most important in such an arrangement, is here almost completely unimportant. The student's screen only showed the interface based on the tape recorder control. Into the order of interaction and discourse in place, teachers and students bring historical objects that are familiar with various types of situations, with a traditional classroom and the use of computer outside of the school. However, the lesson in the room computer did not match the experience of their situation, just as teachers find themselves in classroom where traditional ways for monitoring students don't work. Students find themselves in front of computer screen but unable to use the attention structure they normally draw outside of the classroom. See figures 6.2 and 6.3. Structure, digital economic and literacy question. These technological advances have caused greater demands on our attention, requiring us to manage and distribute them in a more polyfocal way. The technological advances have also come with a profound culture and economic change. There has been a shift in many places from an industrial economy based on the exchange for physical goods to knowledge-based economy based on information exchange. However, some economists have shown that in such an economy, the most valuable commodity is not information but attention. The scholar Herbert Simon puts in this way: in an information-rich world, wealth of information means a scarcity of something else. The scarcity of whatever information consumes is information consumed. The information consumed is self-explanatory. It consumes the attention of the receiver. Hence, the wealth of information creates a poverty of attention and the need to allocate that attention efficiently among the abundant search of information that may consume it. In digital media, social media tools such as Twitter and Facebook provide an opportunity for illusory attention. Another thing Goldhaber made about attention is that it is something that can be passed on by someone who has it. In conference presentation, it is usually the presenter who holds the audience's attention, but he or she can give this attention to others, such as when one of the audience asks a question that is point the presenter focus their attention on the questioner. A great example of the digital media is the hypertext way of linking from well-known website to sizable audience. In addition, intellectual property laws that prohibit people from copying and distributing the author's work also seem out of place. This type of work also seems out of place. This type of copying and distributing attracts the attention of the creators, thereby interacting their wealth and economic attention. In other words, wealth does not come from an exchange of intellectual property, but from an exchange of attention. number of important digital literacy practices related to the economy of concern are emerging. This includes the practice of managing and distributing attention by filtering information in the ways described in Chapter 2. They also include activities that engage us in getting and paying attention, such as when we post, share, and comment on the content on the internet. As Goldhaber notes, this new economy is based on the endless originality, or at least an attempt at the originality. Let's take the practice of meme as an example. The idea is not get the attention of participating in the creation or distribution of powerful original ideas. Known as memes, the British biologist Richard Dawkins described memes this way. Examples of memes are song ideas, catchphrases, clothing size, pots, or building arches. Coded, you could say spread from brain to brain. When you played fertile memes in my mind, you literally parasitize, and my brain turned into a tool for memes spread in the way a virus can parasitize and host cell genetic mechanism. What Donkey is saying is that the idea is like genetic characteristic in species and develops or die in the same way. Just a biological organism evolved based on natural selection of their genes. Cultures also evolve based on natural selection of memes. So when we talk about YouTube videos that have gone viral, this is what we mean. Ideas become popular and then become more popular based on the fact that they were popular in the first place, just like the search result on the Google. Refining from memes are playing an important role in their distribution is one way to attract attention. Okay, the next material will be continued by my friend. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Juliana Hardianti. I'm from group 2. I want to present about attention structure.
Michael 2008 described how a video that he created and uploaded to YouTube went viral. In order to attract attention effectively, one also needs to gain some understanding of how social filters function in focusing and amplifying information and in distributing and drawing people's attention to content. Social media refers to forms of digital media participation such as blog, wiki, podcast, social networking site, and social bookmarking site. Because social media platforms allow individuals to easily create and share content over the internet. In other words, they provide us with the means to participate in the attention economy. Getting and giving attention with digital media. Attention online. Digital media and the internet provide the means for us to get and give attention. For example, platforms such as blog and social media tools like Twitter allow us to attract attention by posting information about our own activities and pay attention by commenting on other people's activities. To get people attention, we can do something cool or different from other people. Attention in online dating, one place where people are especially concerned with getting attention in an online dating site, where they often try to compose their profiles in such a way as to attract a potential romantic partner.
That's all presentation from group 2. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.